Om Sadashiva-Samarambham Shankaracharya-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam Gurur-Brahma Gurur-Vishnu Gurur-Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Karturajñaya prapyate phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam krutimaho dadho patana karanam phalam shashvatam gati nirodhakam ishwararpitam nechaya krutam chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam Kaya bangmana karyamuttamam Pujanam japa chintanam krama Jagata ishadhi yukta sevanam Ashtamurti bhrut deva pujanam Jagata ishadhi yukta sevanam Ashtamurti bhrut deva pujanam Ashtamurti bhrut deva pujanam. So as we saw in the last class, Kaya bang manaha karyam utamam Pujanam japaha chintanam kramat. So here in this verse, Ramana Maharshi tried to divide all the actions into three categories. So one is kaya karma, second one is back karma, third one is called manasika karma. Physical, oral and mental. And also he highlighted in order they are also subtle and also they are better, they are exclusive. And he also classified very carefully that Kaya Karma as puja. We'll see today. So generally we understand puja means worship. If you go to any translation anywhere, puja means worship. So worshipping the God. But actually puja means relating with the God through worship. Relating with the God through worship. So never ever translate that puja means worship. So the problem happens the moment we start translating puja as worship, all sort of confusion happens. So that's why to make sure when you start that puja means to relate with the God, we'll see what is all about it. To relate with the God through worshipping. So the highlight or the main focus is with reference to relationship with the God. So here he says puja first, then japa is oral. So japa is better than puja. And from japa comes chintanam, meditation. He means here meditation. We have to look at very carefully later on. So meditation is better than japa and kramat in order. Now while discussing, this verse number 5 is very confusing verse. So we have to supply many things, okay? Or else it's a disaster. This is what you can see, the lack of traditional teaching in this verse is being very much reflected. So as we see, Jagat Isadhi Yukta Sevanam. So if you look at the translation, that you need to do seva, you need to serve And what? To this Jagat, to this world. So serving the world with what? That Jagat Isadhi Yuktaha, with the attitude of worshipping the Lord. Now when we look at, there is a big confusion. Then he says, what is that God? He says, Ashtamritti Bhrut Deva Pujanam. So the God is here, nothing but who is the embodiment of eightfold forms. Now, what are the eightfold? Here the question, because it's a very vague way of presenting. There is no clarity. So, okay, of course, one of his follower, in fact, who called him or who made him as Bhagavan, Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni. So luckily he had written one commentary. So because we have to go along with it, then we'll change it. So he highlighted very nicely. In fact, I am looking at that. When he says Ashta Murti Bhrut Deva Pujanam Bhavati iti in Sanskrit, Pancha Mahabhutani Surya Chandramaso Jiva Iswaraha Jiva Iswarasya Ashto Murti Vishesha Uchyate. So which in translation, in fact, I had put 5 elements. So Pancha Mahabhutani. So then Surya Chandra, Sun and Moon. Then he says Jivaha Ishwaraha. So where I put conscious being, again Jiva and Ishwaraha. Jiva means individuality, Ishwara means totality. Now how many it become now? 9 it became. Okay? Ashtamurti, again here it's come 9. So big confusion. So what to do? So then okay, we try to change, you have to look at Jiva as Ishwara, the individuality as totality. So if that is the case, then why to bring all these elements and other things? So that means it's really confusion. You do not know where to arrive at. This is what when you are not exposed to the traditional teaching, you try to talk something and your follower try to interpret in different way. Finally, it is a confusion. So we can technically take it very carefully. That Ashtamurti means here 5 elements, no doubt in it. Along with the 5 elements, Ishwaraha, what we call as Saguna Brahma, as Antaryami, Saguna Brahma as Hiranyagarbha, means Ishwaraha as Antaryami. We will discuss in details, okay? Ishwaraha as Antaryami, Ishwaraha as Hiranyagarbha, and Ishwaraha as Virat. So if we take this, that means in short, 5 elements and the Ishwaraha that is being manifested in 3 forms. Because he tried to bring, why he brought this way, or Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni Kai, why he tried also, that also we can understand. Because basically, Ramana Maharshi did not do puja or did not get tuned to puja and could not relate to the God. So that was his problem. Please don't misunderstand me. In fact, because he could not relate with the God properly, finally after his mother passed away, he made mother's dead body, where he put it, as a God. That's a big mistake he made. I'm sorry to say. The temple name is called Matrubhuteshwara, which is technically wrong. Because in his lifetime he did not relate. Okay, people say no, he has not related either after death. But then why to put mother's dead body as a God over there? Anyway, that is not the point, because the point is here, because he could not relate, or he has not related with the God. That's why you can see, okay, he wrote it, but there is no systematic approach, because he himself has not done it. So that's why he thought puja means you need to have deity, murti, puja. idol worship. So what are the popular idol worship? He understood, being from Tamil Nadu, because we have to understand the background, okay? In Tamil Nadu, we have different Shiva temples dedicated to elements. In fact, the Arunachaleswara in Tiruvannamalai, where he was residing and where he stayed, and he, by himself, let us say, took sannyasa, as though that temple, that lingam, that Shiva lingam stands for Agni lingam, fire. You'll be shocked and surprised to know, those who have gone inside the temple sanctum sanctorium, any time of the year you go, whether it's winter, of course summer forget, even if winter, any time, inside the Garbhagruha, inside the sanctum sanctorium, there is a lot of heat. In fact, you only sweat. The whole stones have become black with the heat. It's amazing. So like that we have, Akasa Lingam, space Chidambaram Rahasya. So in Tamil Nadu, in 5 places, Jalahasti is there. Sorry, Kalahasti, sorry, not Jalahasti. Kalahasti is there. Then, of course, this thing, water is there in Trichy. So we have 5 elements. 5 lingas stands for 5. So then he understood, because being this thing, so he picked up from that background, okay? So that 5 elements stands for these 5 lingas. This is the first thing he did it. Then another popular version of worship was sun and moon. So people worship sun, people also worship moon. So that's why he put 5 elements. These 2, 7. Then the 8 was a confusion, okay? So Ishwara, he put it Ishwara. So Ishwara means God. Then what happens if we talk that way? Then how, if you do that, then how you will develop that Jagat Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam? How you will develop the serving attitude, or whatever you are doing as though you are serving to the world, and that is called worship. How to develop? Yeah, everybody does that and you do the same thing. So is there any connection? Can you see this point? The limitations of this verse. So that's why we have to be very careful here. Yes, perfect. Jagata Isadhi Yukta Sevanam, there is no doubt in it. You need to do, or whatever you are doing, as though you have got an opportunity to do, to serve the society, to serve others. Perfect. How it can happen? When you are not insecure. When you are not concerned about yourself. When there is no worries and anxieties. And that only can happen when you bring the God, when you relate the God in your life. Because whenever you relate with anybody or anything, with reference to that person or competitor to that person, definitely you will have insecurity. Can you see this point? This is the truth, this is the reality. Because the moment you start relating with somebody, now whoever, whatever is having some type of competition with that person or situation, or if that person has got, let us say, you feel that you feel that someone is competing along with you for that person or for that object, automatically you become insecure, both way. If somebody is a competitor to that person or that object, you are. And if you discover somebody is competing along with you for that person or that object, again you become insecure. So that means relationship always makes you insecure. In short, okay? So you want to be secure, that's why you want to have relationship. What is the purpose of relationship? The purpose of relationship is what? To be secure in life. But in reality, relationship never allows you to be secure. Always makes you insecure. This is a very funny concept, whether egg is first or chicken is first, okay? You do not know what to do, how to arrive at. However, he says, yes, but here is a different thing. You need to look at God as what? 5 elements. So when you look at 5 elements, then the Ishwaraha part, Antaryami. Antaryami means, we say, the Ishwaraha, that which presents in all living beings. Okay? The Ishwaraha, so I am not using the God. Ishwaraha, because the God has no meaning, no value. So God means becomes only, remember, God means only efficient cause. The concept of God that is being highlighted, we have discussed many times, many occasions. God means only efficient cause. Then what about material cause? It's a big nuisance. So here Ishwaraha, or we say Bhagavan, we'll see some other time the meaning of Bhagavan. The one who has got 8 bhagas. So that is called Bhagavan. Bhaga yasya asti. Bhaga yasya asti iti. The one who has got bhagas. So we'll see some other time in details. So here he says that when Ishwaraha as Antaryami, that which lives in every living beings, and because of which a jiva or anything is called sentient, that is called first. Second one we can look at as Hiranyagarbha. So Hiranyagarbha means the total subtle body. So that means the total subtle manifestation. So you can say the total unconscious mind. So the totality, and from which all 5 elements are born. So that means the Hiranyagarbha, also which is called as total Prana Shakti too, which also represents all devatas, all the gods, different aspects of totality. Gods means one aspect of totality, different aspects of totality, full of different aspects of totality, Hiranyagarbha. And the third one is called Virat. So Virat Purusha means the total gross body. So that means not only 5 elements, the product of 5 elements. Whether it is a tree or human being or animal or stone or building or anything and everything. You understand? The total gross name and form is called Virat. So the Ishwaraha has got these 3 aspects: Antaryami, Hiranyagarbha and Virat. Now when you look at that, worshipping means relating with the God. How? Relating with the 5 elements. Being external, that is which is visible, number 1. And because of whose presence you are. Then the moment you start looking at Antaryami, Pratyekatma, the God is in everywhere, in every living being. Then what happens? Automatically you start relating with anybody and everybody. Then secondly comes Jagat, it's not Jagat, Ishwaraha as Hiranyagarbha. The intelligence, the reflecting medium, the prana shakti, the energy aspect, the radiance aspect in every being is Ishwaraha. Then when you see this point, what happens? Interesting thing happens. That means you will never become jealous of anybody's achievement. Because that success is nothing but the God. Can you see this point? So whoever has got whatever plus point, if you want to say, Vibhuti, there is a Vibhuti Yoga in Bhagavad Gita. So whoever has got Vibhuti, Vibhuti means whoever is excellence in whatever area. That excellence is nothing but called God. That is the expression of God. Now when you see something somewhere great, then automatically what happens? You don't compete. You don't compare, but you look at as God. And of course, the third one is called Virata. Seeing any form and every form as God. There you can worship, there you can relate. That's why in Hinduism, anything and everything is God. So we accept very clearly and carefully that anything and everything is God. You'll be shocked to know, now after a few days it's coming, okay, we have two types of puja. One is in North India called Visvamitra Puja. In South India we have called Ayudha Puja. So during this Navratri time, it will come. On that day, you'll be shocked to know a cobbler worships the thorn away shoe. Because you have given the shoe for repair. You understand? That day, whatever shoes, thrown away shoes you have given, the cobbler will worship that. Because cobbler looks at that shoe as God. Remember, thrown away shoe. It's an amazing thing to observe. All the vehicles will be worshipped on that day as God. All the electrical instruments especially, okay? Oh God, please protect us, our house, okay? Out of fear, of course. 100% this is out of fear, okay? Including, I remember in somebody's house, when there was worshipping going on, and suddenly the lady says, oh, my mixie, okay? You did worship. Okay, no problem, it's okay. No, you have to worship. Because if the mixie goes, lady says, if the mixie goes, I cannot survive. Please first take care of the mixie first. That which mix all the, what you call spice. With Indian cooking ladies, without spice they cannot think of. So for them, mixie is more important. Please worship mixie first, not anything else. Okay, coming back. So here, when we look at that anything and everything as God, because this is called Virata Rupa. So for us, a stone is God, a tree is God, animal is God. Because people ridicule, some people say, oh, you have a monkey God. Hey, what's wrong in it? After all, you guys are monkeys. What is wrong in it? And we consider you as God. Nothing wrong in it. Because monkey means what? The one who imitates. And you are very good in imitating. So that means what? We have everything. In short, we believe in, remember, we believe in only God, not one God. In fact, the truth is only God. But belief is one God. The sad part is you believe, but you ridicule others' reality. It is like, the one who is drunk, completely addicted. Now that fellow believes that he is the king. That moment, okay? The drunkard fellow believes that he is the king. Then what happens? If anybody says anything, hey, you are not king, just you are a drunkard. What nonsense you are talking? He will start passing order, judgment after judgment. You understand? I will behead you, I will punish you, I will do this, I will do that. Like in one religion, religious one after another fatwa. So now tell me, what is the difference between a drunkard fellow and the one who religious fatwa? Is there any difference? So that's why here you have to be little careful that God can be seen in any form. So if we take back to Ramana Maharshi's way of looking at, even if you try to look at 5 elements, sun and moon, and Ishwaraha means any form of God. in that you need to see the totality, you need to understand what is God. But the problem with all of us is, we pretend that we know God. This is the problem. And religious people have destroyed us very carefully. For example, if I ask you simple question, simple logic, that related to God, what would be the right question? Where is God or what is God? Related to God, what would be the right question? Where is God or what is God? But we all ask, what is God? Never. Always we ask what? From our childhood, where is God? So when you say where is God, for example, I am here. If you ask me, where is Swamiji? Suppose you come to the ashram. Then you ask somebody, where is Swamiji? It happens, okay? Sometimes people sing me, they will ask, where is Swamiji? I'll say, yeah, he's in the upstairs, okay? What else to do? So that means if you ask, can you see how is it ridiculed? So seeing the Swamiji, if you ask, where is Swamiji? Means if you ask, where is Swamiji, that means you pretend, or this where word presupposes that you have knowledge of Swamiji. Is it clear? So also, if you say where is God, these religious people, whatever highlight, where is God? That means what? It presupposes that you know God. Do you really know the God? Or whatever they have imposed on you, whatever they have told you to believe God, that God is called your God. You understand the difference? That's why where is God is a wrong question. In fact, I call as a religious question. I call as a narrow thinking person question. So where is God is not appropriate. What is God is appropriate. So the more you ask the question, what is God, the more you will be able to understand the nature of God, true nature of God. So here it can happen. To start with, you can do all these pujas. That's why we do puja physically, because we relate with the totality. Because what happens, I'll tell you openly. In house, if you do not do puja, you will be the lazy person, you will be really tamasic person. Morning you get up, always you will be egocentric, individual oriented. Morning you get up, depends upon your mood, whether you sleep or not. Anyway, night it was clean. What is this? Here every time door and window, everything is closed, everything is clean. What is there to clean? This is the first laziness, okay? And of course, you know better, there is not necessary to take bath, because after all night, before going to bed, I had taken shower. You understand? So why do my body is very clean? You can see, Swamiji, I am clean. Okay, don't tell me, okay? Please, you can tell yourself, but don't tell me at least. So, then, change dress or don't change dress, God knows, sometimes the people do it, I have noticed. The old cloth. Sometimes I see people, in fact, they come to the class also, putting the old cloth, they think that I do not know, okay? I am the fellow, I understand everything, okay? So, the old cloth put and go. And of course, ladies, I have noticed this much very carefully. They will not mind to spend time in makeup, okay? Proper makeup has to be there. No compromise with reference to makeup. All other things can go to hell, but makeup has to be there. Remember, you are completely gross person. Only you are body oriented. You want to exhibit yourself. How long can you exhibit? Time will come, you will be rejected. It's just matter of time. Once you are being rejected, where do you stand? That's why you will crave for relationship, and time will come, nobody will bother about, nobody will look at you, and you will be unwanted. It's a very painful situation. You can ask the elderly people how they go through the pain. So here, if you bring the God in your life, where you develop the internal beauty, because you don't have tendency to exhibit, to prove, to, show off in life. In fact, always you work to improve yourself, to accept yourself, to live with yourself, to accommodate your strength and weakness. So that's why here it says, when you start relating the God every day, whatever God, no problem. And remember, most important aspect, whatever God you relate, the quality of that God, or that God, whatever stands, definitely will come to you. That those qualities will come to you. I don't want to bring any religious aspect, because it's a very, let us say very painful to talk, but I can say very carefully, like if you worship Kali, the quality of Kali will come to you. It's not healthy, okay? Destruction, okay? Whereas if you start worshipping Lakshmi quality will come to you. If you start worshipping Saraswati qualities will come to you. That's why whatever religious God you people have, if you worship that fellow or fellow, definitely, accordingly, you will imbibe those fellows' qualities. That's dangerous sometimes. So that's why you have to be very careful with whom you are relating, or else life will be disastrous. So that is what is being highlighted in this verse. That puja is must. Even though it is verse doesn't say, I am trying to highlight here. Puja is must. So learn to do puja. Learn to relate with a deity. Because when you have problem in your life, when you go through emotional crisis, remember, nobody will be able to help you except your presiding deity. I am repeating again. When you will go through emotional crisis in your life, nobody will be able to help you except your presiding deity. That's why learn to relate with your presiding deity. Have a deity. And that deity must be, remember, the deity must be a given aspect of the totality. The deity must represent a given aspect of the totality. Not a frustration, compassion, all this nonsense, okay? This has no value. Forgiveness, this is nothing. It doesn't work. Then only when you start relating with that given aspect, you will start imbibing. And that deity will rescue you in right time. So in short, spend some time relating with the God, so that you will be able to relate with other people and including yourself in a better way. More of it we'll see tomorrow. Please close your eyes. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.